All right. Tell me why you've given up on our marriage.
Basically, because I know you don't give a damn about me.
That's not true.
I know exactly how much money James left you.
Yes. Wayne told me. It was unfortunate. I'd like to have told you myself.
You had time to say something before you left.
I couldn't face it, not then. I knew there'd be trouble when I refused to save Mumbai.
You knew how much it meant to me.
Gordon, it was a lost proposition. It always has been. Without Fiona's property, it's even worse. Well, I wasn't about to waste my money on it. And you would give up on our marriage because of that. That really makes me feel wonderful.
Mumbai's only part of it. It's your affair with James Shepherd that I can't handle. Fiona told me.
You believed her?
Not at first, but I checked up. I found out she was right about the money and the rest just fell into place.
James and I were never anything more than friends.
Then why did he leave you so much money?
Because he was concerned about what was going to happen to me. He wasn't here 5 minutes before he found out that we were broke. I didn't know that he had altered his will to make provisions for me until I went to the reading.
Some friend.
Wasn't being entirely altruistic. He has a grandson, Paul, who he was hoping would one day involve himself in the business. Well, apparently at the moment he's wandering around on a working holiday. Nobody seems to know where he is. But when he turns up, the understanding is that I will help to keep an eye on him.
And for that he left you a small fortune?
Well, it's all in the will. You can check it out if you don't believe me.
I don't. I believe that you're James Shepherd's mistress.
Oh, yes, well, of course you would.
And I also think you earned every cent he left you. I want to know the truth.
Go to hell. I don't care what you believe. Oh, you were right about one thing, though. James was more than a friend. And he was like family. He was like a father to me. And that's why he came to stay here when he knew that he was dying. And there was nothing I could do except just be with him. And he died in this room. I just had to watch. And if you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you...
I didn't know he died in there.
I don't want to talk about it.
We can't leave things up in the air.
Either you believe me or you believe Fiona. If it's me, we have a chance. If it's her, we don't.
Why should she lie about it?
Well, she's had a score to settle with me for years. At least she thought so. Didn't she tell you she was his mistress when he met me?
No.
Might have known she wouldn't tell you the full story. She'd been his mistress for years. You were having trouble getting started in business. I realized that he could be a very good contact, so I approached her. Asked her to introduce us to him. She did, and he was. Anyway, after we got friendly with him, he pensioned her off. The only way her ego could cope with that situation was to convince herself that I had taken him from her. That's when she started hating me. All those years when we didn't see each other, she must have just stored it up. Well?
Okay. Let's say for argument's sake she was lying. There are still the other things. Why did you let me go broke when you could have pulled me out of trouble?
I wanted to cut off all the deadwood and make a fresh start.
You knew how I felt about Mumbai.
Yes, I did. Letting it go was the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my life, but at the time I was convinced that I was doing it for us, to strengthen our marriage. Or maybe I was being selfish. I didn't want any reminders of my affair with David.
I see.
We'd never have been happy there. And you say you have forgiven me for that, but you haven't. Not really. That's what this thing with Barbara is all about. You're letting me know what it's like to be on the receiving end.
Maybe part of it, I don't know. I do care for Barbara. We share things. I'm able to talk to her in a way I've never been able to talk to you.
But you don't love her.
Not the way I loved you. But yes, I do love her.
It's not right. I'll be honest with you. I didn't love you when we got married. But I was very fond of you, and I thought that would be enough. When David reappeared on the scene, everything just went to pieces. But it wasn't until we were actually on the point of divorce that I realized how much you'd come to mean to me. I want a chance to make it up to you.
I don't know.
We can do it if you just give it time.
I can't make an off-the-cuff decision. There's too much involved. I'll think it through. We'll talk again tomorrow.
Right.
I'll see you in the morning.
You're going to see Barbara?
It's only fair to tell her what happened.